have survived your predecessors, and I will survive you.
He says this while his guards are bleeding out on the floor and Neo is flying away through a hole in his chateau wall. He is right. Neo ends the war. Neo negotiates a peace that changes the entire history of machine-human civilization. The Merovingian is still in the Matrix when it's over, still running his network, still the oldest intelligence in the simulation, still untouched. He survived 5 versions of the One, 5 destructions of Zion, 5 reset cycles that wiped out every other rogue program dumb enough to make enemies of the machines. And when the war itself ends, the war he has been watching for centuries, he survives that too. This is the story of how he did it, and why every single major player in the trilogy, the Oracle, the machines, the One, needs him, fears him, or has to physically fight through him to accomplish anything. The Oracle describes the Merovingian to Neo in Reloaded with 2 words that tell you everything.
One of the oldest of us, he is called the Merovingian.
She does not say he is powerful. She does not say he is dangerous. She says he is old. In the Matrix universe, age is a threat assessment. Old means you survived things that deleted everyone around you. The architect confirms what old actually means when he tells Neo that this is the 6th version of the Matrix. 6 versions, 6 reset cycles, 5 complete destructions of Zion, 5 ones who walked through the architect's door on schedule. The Merovingian was in the Matrix for every single one of those cycles. He watched 5 versions of Neo's crew come looking for the Keymaker. He watched 5 ones reach the architect's chamber. He watched Zion get wiped from existence 5 times and rebuilt 5 more. His name is not accidental. The Merovingian dynasty was the oldest ruling bloodline in French history, existing before Charlemagne, before the modern European state, surviving every political upheaval that erased everything around it. Whoever named this program understood exactly what it was: an entity defined by survival, across systems, across versions, across resets. His power is not innate. It was assembled piece by piece across 5 complete resets of the war. Every asset he holds took time to build, more time than any other character in the trilogy has been given.
I am a trafficker of information. I know everything I can.
This is his job description. The Oracle trades in psychology. The Architect trades in mathematics. The Merovingian trades in information, and he has been accumulating it across 5 versions of the same conflict. Every time the machines destroyed Zion and rebooted the cycle, he was still there, still watching, still recording what the new generation of rebels would need to discover the hard way. Then there is the Keymaker. The Keymaker is a program who creates and controls keys that open restricted doors inside the Matrix, including the door to the Architect's chamber. Holding the Keymaker means holding leverage over the entire reset mechanism. The Merovingian secured this asset deliberately. He knew what the Keymaker was for. He had watched the sequence play out in previous cycles. Oracle sends the crew to find the Keymaker. Keymaker unlocks the path to the Architect. One resets the system. He held the Keymaker because holding the Keymaker meant holding the One's timeline hostage. Then there are the exiles. Persephone describes the twins with a line that reveals the full scope of his operation.
We come from a much older version of the Matrix.
The twins are programs from a previous version of the simulation. Entities, the machines marked for deletion, who chose exile over termination. The Merovingian collected them. He turned every rogue program, every ghost, every anomaly the system tried to delete into a resource he could use. His chateau, his club hell, his entire network. None of it was built in one cycle. It is the accumulated architecture of a being who watched every previous version of the system fail to eliminate him, and spent each cycle making himself harder to eliminate in the next. 5 cycles of collection, 5 cycles of building, 5 cycles of watching what the system tried to delete and adding it to his inventory. His most dangerous asset is not the network. It is what 5 resets of watching the same war play out did to his understanding of cause and effect.
You see, there is only one constant, one universal. It is the only real truth: causality. Action, reaction, cause, and effect.
Every other character in the trilogy understands causality as a philosophical concept. The Merovingian understands it as an operational tool. He demonstrates this immediately. In the restaurant, he programs a dessert to manipulate a woman across the room. He writes cause and effect from scratch, live, in front of Neo's crew, to make a point. He does not explain causality, he performs it. That is the difference between someone who studied something and someone who has been practicing it for centuries. The moment Neo's crew sits down, the Merovingian already knows why they are there.
You are here because you were sent here. You were told to come here and then you obeyed.
He says this without hesitation. He watched the Oracle's plan run in previous cycles. He recognizes the sequence on sight. He knows that the Oracle engineered this visit, that the crew believes they chose to come, and that they have no idea they are executing a script she wrote before Neo was born. He understands the Oracle's method at a depth that Neo, Morpheus, and Trinity never reach, because he watched her deploy it before, multiple times, on people who didn't know they were being managed, just like them. He also knows something about what comes next for the Oracle.
Run back and give the fortune teller this message. Her time is almost up.
Something the Resistance never anticipates. He tells Neo to deliver this after the Chateau confrontation. It sounds like a threat. It is intelligence. He knows about the Oracle's vulnerability to Smith before anyone else does. In Revolutions, Smith overwrites the Oracle completely and takes her shell. The Merovingian told Neo what was coming. Neo carried the message without understanding what he was carrying. That is what centuries of observation produce. Not just knowledge of what is happening, knowledge of what will happen before the people inside the story can see it.
Why is the only real source of power? Without it, you are powerless.
He says this to Morpheus, and the precision of it is striking. Every character in the trilogy with genuine power, the Architect, the Oracle, the Merovingian, operates from understanding why things happen. The rebels operate from faith in what they believe is happening. That gap is the Merovingian's home territory. He built his entire operation inside it.
The Keymaker is mine, and I see no reason why I should give him up. No reason at all.
He says this knowing perfectly well what happens when the One gets the Keymaker. The sequence runs. The Architect gets his meeting. The system resets. Zion dies. The cycle begins again. He watched that ending 5 times. His refusal is the only act of genuine autonomy available to a being who has seen the same conclusion play out 5 times and refuses to enable it a 6th. It is also the most politically honest act in Reloaded. While Morpheus follows prophecy and Trinity follows love and Neo follows the Oracle's guidance, the Merovingian looks at the situation, understands exactly what he is being used for, and says no. Then Persephone walks Neo's crew to the Keymaker herself.
Cause and effect, my love.
She uses his own framework against him. He built his entire identity around mastering causality, and the effect of treating her as a transaction across centuries of coexistence is that she hands his most valuable asset to the One on the day it matters most. He loses the Keymaker through the logic he claims to master, not through force, not through cunning, through the exact mechanism he lectures everyone else about. That is not irony. That is the Merovingian hitting the one limit that centuries of knowledge cannot protect against. The people around you are also making choices.
Choice is an illusion created between those with power and those without.
He says this to Morpheus during the restaurant scene, and the bite of it is that he is describing his own position with total accuracy. Every major player in Reloaded depends on him in some way. The Oracle trades with him to access backdoors and program pathways she needs for her plan. She cannot run her operation without his infrastructure. The machines allow him to exist inside the simulation, because eliminating him would destabilize the entire exile community, which functions as the Matrix's release valve for rogue programs. Neo cannot reach the Architect without getting past him first. 3 of the most powerful entities in the trilogy need the Merovingian to either cooperate or be overcome. He is the only being in the Matrix with simultaneous leverage over the Oracle's plan, the machine system's stability, and the one's mission. He accumulated this position across 5 complete resets. Every cycle, he collected more information. Every cycle, he added more programs to his network. Every cycle, he watched the same players move through the same sequence and learned which moves to make to stay indispensable no matter which side won. Neo ends the war. The machines grant peace. The Matrix keeps running. Humans who want out, get out. The Merovingian is still inside the simulation when all of it happens. He set it in the chateau, surrounded by guards he couldn't save, watching Neo fly away through a hole in his wall.
Mark my words, boy, and mark them well. I have survived your predecessors, and I will survive you.
At the time, it sounded like the bravado of a man whose plan just collapsed. It was a statement of operational fact. He had survived 5 ones before Neo. He survived Neo. He survived the end of the war itself. 5 resets. 5 destructions of Zion. 5 versions of the same mission. 5 cycles of watching every other program in the simulation get deleted, reset, or overwritten. The Merovingian is still there. He is the oldest intelligence in the Matrix. He built his power 1 cycle at a time across centuries of watching the same war fail to eliminate him. He understood causality at a depth that took 5 complete resets to develop. He held leverage over the Oracle, the machines, and the One simultaneously, and the end of the war removed none of it. The most dangerous thing about the Merovingian has never been his exiles or his chateau or his information network. It is that he is the only being in the trilogy who looked at the war, understood exactly how it worked, and decided his only goal was to outlast it. He did.